Everyone can see?
Yes.
Okay, so these are the different types of necklines that a woman can wear. The broader your shoulders are, the broader the neckline can be. The narrower your shoulders are, the thinner your straps should be. Basically, the idea is to make your shoulders look broad. So a lot of girls get very conscious when they're very broad shoulders. Don't get conscious. It's a huge benefit if you're a model. The first one is a boat neck. Can you all see me also or no?
Yes, we can see you.
Okay.
We can.
Yeah, so boat neck is basically a neck that goes literally from one corner of the shoulder to the other corner of the shoulder, but the neck is slightly higher. So it's literally, it rounds your collarbones. Cowl neck is when there's like a fabric which is dropping around your neck. So it's excess fabric, as you can see the second from the left. So this is like a cowl that is around the neck. It does not necessarily, this is the reference picture is like a sweater picture, but it can also be a regular fabric also. This is a crew neck. Crew neck are most of your sports t-shirts or athletic t-shirts or basic t-shirts. Draped is a version of cowl, but a drape goes across the t-shirt or at any other part of the t-shirt other than the neck as well. Cowl is generally on the neck, therefore it's called a cowl neck. This is an example of a halter neck. A halter neck basically it goes around your neck and ties at the back or hooks at the back or is closed at the back. It can be two strings of fabric that go like this. You crisscross them and tie them at the back, or it goes around your neck and goes at the back like that, like in the picture. Illusion is basically, this is actually quite irrelevant, this one. Illusion is basically a high neck cowl neck which has a little peep in the center. Keyhole is when you have a little circle cut around your cleavage area in the top, like here. Notch collar is like a shirt, but instead of a buttoned collar, it just has an open collar here. So there's no top two buttons. It's just like a V open over here. Off shoulder, so a lot of people have a confusion between one shoulder and off shoulder. Off shoulder is sort of like what Shikha is also wearing. Basically anything that can go from one shoulder across the other shoulder or below one shoulder to the other shoulder. So it involves around both the shoulders, but dropped from either one or both. And off shoulder, one shoulder is when it's on one shoulder, but it undercuts from your underarm and finishes here. So there is no fabric on one shoulder. So one shoulder is completely naked. Peter Pan collar is, I think, the ugliest thing in the world, where it's like that fat, like that round collar type. You go to the church in type shirts, if you can see. It's like a round cut collar. Plunging is when it's really low. It can go anywhere till between your cleavage till under your cleavage, or like that absurd thing that Priyanka Chopra wore for those award shows till below her navel also. So scoop neck is a deeper version of the crew neck. A scoop neck goes from the insides of your collarbone across and like a circle meets midway through. These are your basic t-shirts that you get everywhere, especially a lot of street shopping stores have scoop neck t-shirts. Square neck, as described, it's a square neck, the shape suggests it. Strapless or a tube is where there are no straps, it goes just around your bust. Elasticity of fabric is very important here. Surplice are they're overlapping shirts that you sort of tie up. Okay, so they overlap and you sort of it's sort of like a kimono only. Sweetheart is when it takes the shape of your cleavage. Turtleneck is high neck. Victorian is high neck shirt with like the collars, and V-neck is a V-neck as descriptive. Everyone's clear on that? Just give me 1 second now. Stupid computer language. I'm going to show you one more slide, which is just with dresses. So you have strapless dresses, which are like a tube. You have bodycon dresses that takes the perfect shape of the body. Halter, I already explained to you. Wrap is when you wrap it around your body. Shift dress is a dress which has the same shape from your shoulder to the bottom. It may or may not just be cinched at the chest. That's it. Can you all hear me? Okay. One shoulder I've explained. Gown, you all know. Maxi is a more casual version of a gown. A maxi dress will be like in mostly like a georgette or a thinner fabric, which you all can also wear to the beach. It's more like a day dress version of a gown. Shirt dress is descriptive, and kimono is that it's like sort of like a blazer that you tie around. Everyone's clear? I'll just show you. 1 second. My laptop's heating up. Just give me 1 second. Hi, sorry. I'm going to show you some reference pictures just for you all as well. So you understand different aspects. So these are the different types of bodycon combinations of bodycon dresses with different types of necklines. So I'm just going to keep going forward, just keep seeing them. So there are speed, halter, all types of necklines. The center one here may look good on a girl who has slightly bigger hips because the fabric and the frilliness of the fabric sort of creates an illusion that the hips are not so big. See, that one's a plunging neckline, the extreme right one. This is a, now you tell me, who can tell me, what is this? Who can describe this dress to me? Just unmute yourself and say your name and say it.
This is
My name is JSNA. I think this is one of shoulder.
one shoulder.
So
So
one shoulder dress.
this is one shoulder dress.
Correct. So this is a
one shoulder bodycon dress.
correct. Very good. One shoulder bodycon dress.
Bodycon dress.
So this is another silhouette. This is a tube jumpsuit, but with panels. So if you see here, there are two panels that go across. So this is also great with someone who has big hips because these panels sort of cover those. This is a pantsuit. Inspiration from the disco era because there are, the pants are bell bottom. Now see, there is no other excessive accessories, just gold earrings to match the gold embroidery over here. This is a bodycon dress with frills. Gown. Sweetheart tube bodycon dress. Now see, the beauty of this gown is the gown and that it exposes your beautiful collarbones and neck. If I put a neck piece on this, the whole beauty would get diluted. If the designer wanted stuff to be around the collarbone chest area, then they would have created fabric over there. Therefore, I kept that area bare so it looks nice. You can see her collarbones, you can see her broad shoulders, and just gave her earrings and a statement ring. That's it. So this area remains empty. That's that same picture, but on a, now see the difference. She has curled hair here. She has soft curls over here. Okay. Now, when we had to do the same picture for the magazine, we switched it to gel back hair because if she did open hair, then it gives lesser room for content to come in. So here, because her hair is back, it gives more space for content on the cover. This is an Indo-Western. She was singing. This woman is called Mansi Scott. She's a singer. This was for her performance. She wanted a very boho Indo-Western inspired look. So this is like a shirt with a very chunky neck piece, left the buttons open with a velvet lehenga skirt. So this is like a boho Indo-Western sort of a look. You guys can see stuff on my Insta also. This is again a sweetheart neckline with a high slit. That's the fit of a good bikini. Now, someone had asked me about the bigger hips. Now, Roshni has big hips. Okay, she's also standing at an angle, so it looks bigger here. But I gave her a jumpsuit, which was high waisted. So the waist was here and not at her hip. You can see her hip bone is here. High waisted, and gave her a belt here. Reduced the length of the pants, so it makes her legs look longer and the girth of her hip shorter. Okay, she's standing with her hip out, so it looks bigger. But I have one more picture somewhere where it doesn't look so big. So this is a halter with a reverse plunging neckline. I put pictures of a certain pageant girls, thinking that you guys may sort of follow them and know them. Okay, I'm going to show you some pictures of different types of heels also. Just keep observing them. The first one is cone, which most of the parents wear, like mothers wear. Okay, because the heel is a little short and it's a comfort heel. Cuban is because these are those Cuban dancing heels also. So they are very comfortable. The base is slightly longer than a cone heel, and the heel is shaped like a wine glass holder. Italian heels are fashion heels. These obviously you can wear under the sari or under a dress or whatever. They don't have an ankle hold, so these may be a little uncomfortable, but they're the most feminine, beautiful looking versions of heels. Pin heels have a huge platform and a heel. These work very well for for pageantry and for as models for shows. But ideally, the combination that we use that models use are between a wedge and a pin. So the heel and the platform and the entire look is of a pin, but the straps are a wedge. So instead of one single strap, you'll have two straps here like a wedge, and you'll have an ankle hold here like a wedge. Okay, so that means it holds your ankles. So when you're walking, it's more comfortable and stable for you. Curve heels are the world's most uncomfortable heels. I don't know why anyone would even wear them, because they curve over here. Luigi are what in India we call kitten heels, right? Stilettos are like pin heels only, just that the base is slightly smaller and the heel may be longer. Spool होता है ना ऊन बनाने का, that wool बनाने का, तो उसका जो वो होता है नीडल वैसे टाइप का heel होता है. And flared heel looks like this, which no one uses in today's day and age. Okay, I'll also in this try and see if the heels are being seen. See, this sort of heel works. Can you guys see? Yes, no?
No.
I'll send a picture of it. I'll send a picture later. You guys could see most of it, understood? The references helped in understanding different types of dresses, different types of necklines, and different types of heels. Okay? Now, the next step is, as a model, I'm going to give you a list of must-haves that once you don't need to go tomorrow or today and start ordering online. These are basic must-haves that you should have in your wardrobe, as they'll come in handy for castings and auditions and stuff like that. Okay, you guys can hear me, right? Okay. The first is, so don't buy them immediately. These are basically in course of your modeling career that you can get them, but these are basics that all models generally have. The first is a white tank top. Second is black tank top. Third are well-fitted denim shorts, blue. The next are denim jeans that fit you well, ideally non-ripped. Black leggings. Black heels and nude heels, nude or beige, whatever you call them. Black heels and nude heels. Maybe white sneakers. One basic kurti, those FBB West Side types. You know, when they're doing auditions for Girl Next Door or, you know, Simple Girl or whatever, then this comes in handy.
Sorry, Bharat, you said a simple what? Your voice cracked.
Kurti. And your basic innerwear, silicone tapes, a bra that is multi-strap, transparent strap, strapless, nude cycling shorts, basic inners. I think that pretty much covers everything. So as your little kit, these are things that you basically require as a model for your castings and auditions and all of that. You don't need anything more, anything fancy.
So what was the last point?
Well-fitted innerwear. Okay, and everyone's clear till there?